Directly, as you said, we don't have issues because we don't produce. It's 100% made in Italy, Maserati. Clearly, we're a global brand, and for us, North America is an important market. So, we look forward to the resolution of this because longer-term impacts will be on everybody. I mean, on everybody in every sector. So, so far we have not been impacted, but the long-term ripple effects, it could be far-reaching for everybody.
All right, I got the new estate down on the Jersey Shore, right?
Yes.
Across the street in the driveway, not one, not two, but 3 Maseratis.
Wow.
Is that
Does
amazing?
Joe Walsh live across the street
I don't
from
know.
you?
Exactly. Davide, talk to us about your business these days. Where are you in terms of your global business and in the U.S.?
Well, global business, we are experiencing a nice growth, fueled by the introduction of the new product that we launched over the last 18 months, I would say.
The Grecale,
The Grecale,
Yeah.
the SUV, and now we just released the Gran Turismo, which is hitting this market in these very weeks. And before that, we have the MC20, which was represent a little bit the rebirth of the Maserati brand. As you know, Maserati was born on the track. So for us, having the MC20 going back from the street to the track, and then we had the GT2 program, and then recently we just unveiled the extreme version of MC20, which is called the MC Extrema, that we unveiled at Pebble Beach, which as the Beast. So all this has generated the rebirth and the going back of the brand where it belongs. Which is epitomizing Italian luxury. The beautiful thing about the Maserati brand is that you mentioned 3 in the driveway, because you can find the Maserati for you. Like there's a 2-seaters, there's a 4-seaters Gran Turismo. By the way, Maserati invented the segment of Gran Turismo. It's a trademark word that we've had 75 years ago actually.
And now anybody has a GT car, right?
Yeah.
And that all comes back to you. How do you differentiate the GT from the MC20? Because they're both, 2-seaters, sports cars, right?
No, the GT is a 4-seater.
Oh,
the GT is the Gran Turismo is a 4-seater.
I did not.
So and it's a very comfortable 4-seater.
So you're putting that versus a 911 essentially.
There's different type of competitors for the Gran Turismo. I tend not to name competition, by having worked in previously in different environment, including sports. You focus on our game, but it's true. You have 4-seaters as a competitor for the Gran Turismo. Gran Turismo actually was originated 75 years ago by the Maserati creativity, if you will, and ingenuity, because they basically put a coupe, but in with the spaciousness of a sedan, and the drivability of a sport coupe, but with the plush comfort of a sedan, and that created the Gran Turismo.
That's why I don't mean to compare it to a 911. I'm just saying it's among those class of cars where you say it's a 4-seater, but we're not putting a couple of adults in the back, right?
No. I'll be happy to drive you around, and you sit in the back, and you'll tell me how you feel after 2 hours drive to the Hamptons.
Wow.
Look at that.
That's a great offer.
He's taking me to the Hamptons.
He's going to drive me to the Hamptons.
And he's going to drop
I
off.
have driven the Grecale and the Trofeo. I had the Trofeo version, which is, I think, starts at 103 grand. Amazing car. And for me, it was kind of a life-changing experience because I had previously shunned V6s.
Really?
But this power plant was everything in that car to me. And it's, I think, derived from the MC20, right?
It is, yeah. And the MC20 is powered by the Nettuno engine, which is, again, made in Maserati. Again,
Nettuno is from King Neptune, by the way.
Yeah.
He carried the Trident. Hence their,
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, the Maserati. It's all
It
tied
all
in now.
comes
Okay.
together.
It all comes together. Thank you. Davide, who is your customer is there a typical customer, or is it different in Europe versus North America versus maybe Asia?
Oh, that's a great question. We, again, as we repositioned the brand and we started so the results we're getting, and North America is on the forefront of this growth because it's a critical market for us, where historically we had a great position, and now we're actually enjoying that history, but with new product and new growth spurts. So, we refocus the brand on its values, which are, it's Italian luxury and performance. So we're focusing on a new luxury consumer, which is by nature global. So the mindset of the consumer is similar. The lifestyle of the aspirations, the type of activities are similar. So there's many more similarities between New York and Shanghai and London modern luxury customer than differences, right? And then there, of course, there's different regulations, different urban or suburban type of situations. But that's what is actually giving us the confidence that this growth path we're on is going to be a long-term growth. That's definitely it's our intention and our plans. We're a growth company. The other thing is the global luxury consumer is not looking anymore just for super sports cars or just for Gran Turismo, but they have a lifestyle for which they may need a medium-sized SUV. But just like you were saying, is you have certain needs or desire in terms of the responsiveness of the engine or the type of luxury experience you have as a driver or as passenger, not only in terms of materials but also in terms of the digital interaction that you have with the car. So we put a lot of efforts also and focus on the digital driving experience.
So this is a whole new generation, essentially, of
completely
Maseratis.
Completely new.
How do you're trading within Stellantis? They own Maserati, but you should be trading at a much higher valuation. That is, they should be getting a lot more value from Maserati than they do inside the company. And they break out
investment banker now trying to
your
do a spin out
financials.
here?
They break out your financials, and they don't break out. Stellantis doesn't break out all of their brand's financials, but they do for Maserati. If you do well, do you see an IPO in your future?
It's a question it's a great question. It's a question that's been asked several times.
I'm hoping you'll give me a different answer.
To me, to CFO and to Carlos Tavares, our CEO, group CEO, and the answer is like right now it's not in the cards. Right now the cards we are focusing totally in really capturing the growth potential long term that Maserati has in order to deliver the high demands that a global luxury customer has, and we're focused on that. We're very pleased about the journey we've had. 4 years ago, we're in a very different situation as a brand, as a business, but we still have a long ways to go.
So, how much can you grow? I mean, aren't you limited to some extent by unit sales? Isn't there a ceiling as far as how many you can actually sell?
It's a great question because it allows me to shift, to build on what you were saying. And when you work in luxury, the focus is not on volume. If you want to be healthy and delivering to the customer needs over the long term, you have to focus on profit. Without and on quality, of course. So without quality, these are the two fundamental elements of our plan. Without quality, you don't have luxury. Quality brands, luxury brands, even in other fields, normally are like 100 years old, and they were born as a high quality brand, right? And over time, you become luxury because you are very steady in delivering luxury. The other thing you need to do is you need to have your added value recognized by the customer in pricing, right? So we put a lot of effort in that and rebalancing and redefining our business model, and we have now a 9.2% AOI, adjusted operating and margin. And our goal is there's no reason why we shouldn't be at 15% first, which is like benchmark, and above 15%. So that's what we're looking at, and the volume then is could be a really dangerous trap to fall in the mindset, oh, I need to sell more, I need to sell better. We don't want to be much bigger, but we want to be recognized as the best in terms of Italian luxury.
Real quickly, 30 seconds on your evolution to going electric. Where are you guys?
We're almost ready to actually have Maserati cars, electric cars driven in the roads. By now and the end of the year, we're gonna introduce launch the Grecale electric, and the electric version is Folgore.